What's up, everybody? It's Stocks for Rail, and I have 8 potential trades for y'all this week. Okay, I'm gonna put out probably 4 different videos because we're looking at it from the up and the downside. I'm gonna have the plays, the charts, the entries and exits, stop loss, and take profit targets, as well as the confirmations that I have or that I'm looking for before entering the plays. We're looking at the Minnows, the Dolphins, and the Orcas, and you already know what time it is. Let's get into it. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stocks Rail on an NFL Sunday. Go, Pack, go. I don't make videos during the games, but today I have to make an exception because I got a lot to put out. Okay, so anyway, right now we're going to be looking at a play for the Minnows, and technically at this very moment, it's one for the Whales, the Orcas, the Sharks. However, at $213. I'm expecting this to fall below 200 for us to pick it up and then run it up come Monday. All right. So that being said, it's one for the Dolphins. Let's get into it. Okay. So the 2 tickers that we have on schedule for today is going to be DraftKings ticker symbol DKNG and AMD ticker symbol AMD. Right. So what am I looking at here for DraftKings right now? DraftKings is in for the upside. We're looking at a gap fill. We have the 21 EMAs looking to cross above the 200 EMA. All right. We have it above the POC, and then we have a break of structure as well from that downtrend that you see in the chart right now. Okay. So it's a lot of upside right now for DraftKings, which means that I have a well level confirmation, which means that this is a pretty strong indication that we're going to see some continuation to the upside. Okay, so my entry for this is 39.14, stop loss is 39.09. First take profit target is $40.45, and then the second take profit target is $41.10. Now, of course, it can go above that, but it's up to you guys whether you're going to be greedy or fearful. And I apologize in advance because I noticed over to the right side underneath where I have the play listed, I don't have the strike and expirations listed or written out. However, if you can pay attention to the cell phone, you do see that in the image as well. Okay, so ultimately, I want you guys to know this before you enter anything. First of all, this is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. Anything that I say is just my opinion and should be taken with a grain of salt, and you should do your own due diligence, okay? The plays that I am presenting to you is something that I'm likely to get into, if not consider playing and running myself. If you're following me on Instagram and the Discord with Keen and Grace or the YouTube channel, then you already know that I am posting when I'm entering in a play and or when I've taken profit or taken a loss on an individual play that's directly related to what I'm presenting to you here, okay? But I need you to know that when I list these things that says enter or entry, that level, right, at 39.14, that doesn't mean to enter at 39.14. Now you can if you want to and then use that stop, but notice how small of a difference that is between 9 cents and 14 cents. The reason for 39.14 is that's the level in which you want to look for confirmation above or below. Now, if we're moving into that level in a place of strength, meaning a strong green bar is closing through it, right, with no top wicks, then that's a good point of entry, in my opinion. To back that up, to have a pause and then just have further confirmation, you want to wait for the next candle to open above that level. Now, these are weeklies, okay? So these are not day trades for me. Now, of course, you can, because you just never know with the market. It could just spike up to these levels in one day and then come crashing back down. So you take profits when you feel like you've made enough, okay? However, um, I'm looking at entry for these around the 15-minute time frame, okay? Just so you know. because a lot of the charting that I've done is on the 1 hour to 4 hour time frame, which is why these are weekly call or put options. But that being said, hopefully that all makes sense. The same thing happens to the downside. So the entry is 39.14 with confirmation above that level, right? The exit is the same thing. So if it looks like we're retracing, but the price action doesn't indicate that we're showing weakness, then I'm not necessarily exiting that position just because it crossed the 39.09, right? So meaning if you see like a morning star or an evening star, I'm sorry, and then followed by a red candle, then yeah, that's pretty weak, and I'm probably going to cut my losses right at 39.09. However, if you see a strong green bar through 39.14 and just a little bit of pullback like into 39.09, and you don't really see the weakness there, then I'm not cutting it just yet. At that point, I'm cutting it if that candle, the next candle opens below that level. Okay, so that's kind of how I play my entries and stops. Okay, that being said, to wrap it all up, the option contract that I'm looking at is the $40 call option that expires on October 11th. Okay, it's $61 at the time of this recording. However, I am expecting a little bit of a pullback, so we should be able to get it closer to about $50 to $55 per contract. You notice the volume is about 1,500 and the good open interest around 1,400. So this also has a delta, I want to say, just around $30. So that's what I have for you on DraftKings. If you have any questions, let me know. But let's move on over to AMD. AMD, right now with AMD, for confirmations, we see that it's above the EMAs. So, and they're all flared upward. So that's a great sign for positive momentum. Okay. We have established demand above the 21 EMA, and then we have the options open interest on this is insane at 10,425. All right. Not only that, we have 6,800 in overall value, and we had this much interest in AMD call options on multiple contracts. So if this is too expensive for you at $213, then of course you can go down to, I want to say the next one down is 175, and which still has a pretty good amount of open interest in overall value. Okay. But I just like this one better because of the delta and just because it falls in line a little bit closer to what my take profit target is. So that being said, the entry is 172. Again, revert back to what I told you about entry and how I play that when I was talking about DraftKings. The same rules apply across the board, okay? My stop loss is 171.70. First take profit is 172.74, and then my second take profit is 176. Now, this actually has the potential to blow right past these levels, okay? Just know it could go to about 180, but I'm not trying to be greedy. My stop losses are going to be moved upwards as I make profits. So again, this is not a day trade. This is a weekly. So I'm likely to hold this overnight in the case that I see continued strength going into the next day. That being said, the contract that I'm looking at is the AMD 177.50 call option that expires on October 11th. Okay, this is a $213 contract at the time of this recording. However, if you notice in the chart, you see that we ended on a red candle, which tells me that we're likely to pull back to retest the 21-day EMA. All right, so I'm kind of hoping for that so I can get this at a discount, hopefully about 185, 190. Now, keep in mind with AMD, you typically have larger spreads nowadays. Like you're talking anywhere between $3 to $5. So it's very important that if you want to get into this play, don't be so quick to move unless you know that there's like significant strength towards the upside. Otherwise, hit that bid button, because that bid button is probably going to save you $3 to $5, and then you will likely enter the play in green versus enter the play in red. If you enter AMD at the ask, then likely you're going to be down 5 to 10% off bat. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at your risk management in all of this. That's all I got for you. This is Stocks for Real. Take care.